If you're practicing intermittent fasting, you're probably at some point going to wonder, what actually will break my fast? In today's video, that's what we're going to talk about. So during the fasting window, the one big rule that everybody agrees on is just don't eat. The thing is, though, people have all these like gray area questions like, well, can I have gum? Is that going to break my fast? Or can I have black coffee? Or can I have like mints to keep my breath fresh? So really the question that you should ask yourself before you really delve into the answer to this is, what are you doing intermittent fasting for? Are you looking for like some, health benefits, like as far as like autophagy, things like that? Or are you looking to simply lose weight? Now I just wanted it just simply to lose weight. So I'm not going to delve into the whole, idea of, well, what exactly is the fasted state? Because if you look into this stuff, it can be pretty confusing and overwhelming, also difficult to really test at home, to see if you are technically in a fasted state, and it gets really complicated really fast. So I'm just going to tell you about my experiences with what I've allowed myself during the fasting window, during the weight loss journey, and my experiences with that. So what I found for myself with intermittent fasting was, I enjoyed it. Like I didn't find it overly difficult. I think because I pushed my windows out slowly and I went very gradually with everything, but also I gave myself, some people might call it a crutch, but to me, this was just the stuff that I thought, like intermittent fasting is going to feel pretty easy if I allow myself to have these things. So certainly during the fasting window, I would allow myself to chew like chewing gum, or to, pop a mint in my mouth if I felt like I needed that. It wasn't something I did constantly, like I'm not pounding mints, but it was just something like I'm not going to be that strict and stress out about these things. To my mind, that was focusing on the wrong stuff. The big things to focus on for me were, how much am I eating? And also, am I stress eating? Over time, I started to see I was a stress eater. So those were the things that I focused on. The tiny little bits of calories that would come from like a single piece of gum or that kind of thing, I wasn't worried about. And then also one thing for me was coffee. I really wanted to have coffee. And I realized about myself that I could skip meals, like if the thing was, I need to skip breakfast every day in order to, have that fasting window be long enough, then I could do that really easily if I could just have coffee. And so what I told myself was, I had this choice at that point. I could have either said, well, just no coffee at all, or black coffee, which generally most people say is fine. Or I can just drink coffee the way I like it. And I decided for myself, when I was thinking big picture, I want the coffee the way I like it. I hate black coffee. I've tried it. I really dislike it. And I wanted coffee though. I was thinking, I feel like the fasting window would be pretty easy to stick with as long as I could have my coffee. And so that's what I did. So I drink my coffee with half and half in it. And I would do that, 3-4 times a day. Sometimes it kind of depended on what was going on in my life. Sometimes it was 2 cups a day. Sometimes it was 3 cups a day, and sometimes it was 4. But the point was, I just made my rule to say I can have coffee with half and half in it as much as I want during the fasting window. And my philosophy is, if it gets you through the fasting window, then do it, especially if you're having results. I mean, ultimately, that's what it comes down to. If your goal is to lose weight and you're able to have these things in your fasting window and you still can lose weight, then you're succeeding at it. You're getting towards your goal, and that's what matters. And ultimately, remember, there is no intermittent fasting police. Like nobody's going to come to your door and say, hey, wait a minute, you're in your fasting window. You can't have half and half in your coffee. You can just figure out what will work for you and then do it. Now, all that being said, you can find plenty of places on the internet, and this usually comes from different studies that have been done. There seems to be a consensus out there that about 50 calories is what you should limit it to in order to, like, if you're in the fasted state, that'll, kind of break your fast if you go above that. However, the fasted state is more of a spectrum, which I'm not going to get into all that right now. But the point is, For me, I was drinking coffee with half and half, which was for each cup I was drinking, that was certainly over 50 calories. I don't measure the half and half, so I would say it's probably between 60 and 80 calories at least of half and half. So again, I'm drinking that amount throughout the day, like maybe 3 times a day. So that's much more than the 50 calories. And yet I was able to lose the weight and continue to keep it off. And again, for me, this all goes back to the fact that intermittent fasting is not magic. It's just that it helps take the pounds off your body by helping you to limit your calories to the appropriate amount that you should be eating for the weight you want to be at. So right now, if you're out there and you're having trouble maybe sticking to the fasting window, I would encourage you to try something like coffee, or just chew some chewing gum, when you need something to just chew on. Whatever helps you get through the fasting window so that ultimately you can get to your weight loss goals. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.